Welcome back to this new episode of Learning, where we explore stories, strategies, and people shaping the future of work. Today, I'm thrilled to have a young leader, Akriti Sharma. She's the Global Talent Acquisition Head at JMR Infotech. She has also been awarded as one of the youngest HR leaders. So we'll ask her, with her deep expertise in strategic hiring, employer branding, and building talent pipelines across global markets, Akriti has spent years helping organizations attract, retain, and grow impactful teams. She's been featured on industry panels like Rethink HR Conclaves. Welcome to our show.
Thanks, Punit, for such a nice introduction. And hello, everyone. So, first of all, thanks for having me in ValueMetrics.tv, which is thought leadership channel. And I am Akriti Sharma, and I'm very delighted to be here today to share my perspective on the evolving role of HR and the impact of AI in shaping the future of work. I bring with me 15 years of experience as a senior HR leader and with a strong focus on talent acquisition, business partnering, employer branding, HR automation, and of course, AI implementation. About currently, I serve as the global talent acquisition head at JMR Infotech,
Oh,
an Oracle Platinum partner with a presence of all over 70 plus countries.
wow.
And here in JMR Infotech, I lead global recruitment and employer branding. I manage capability centers and drive AI implementation across all the department to ensure both cost and efficiency. I am also certified AI coach from B10X, and I'm very passionate about like exploring how different AI platforms can elevate HR practices. So yeah, so I'm excited to share my insights and strategies that highlight
Great.
how HR can enable digital transformation and how HR can build future ready organization and align people's strategies to with purpose and progress for the organization.
Yeah. One of our viewers asked today. It was early morning. I got this question from him. He said, the market is quite volatile right now because of the AI thing, and IT companies' shares are falling down. So, is there a fear that you perceive that AI is going to take over talent acquisition and other changes are going to happen in the next 5 years?
So the most common misconception I hear from fellow HR leaders is that AI will completely replace human recruiters. I feel that in reality it's different. AI excels at scaling repetitive tasks like finding right profile, initial assessment, and scheduling interviews maybe freeing recruiters to focus on what machines can't. Okay, so but by implementing this practices, recruiter can also spend more time in building a relationship with the candidate, relationship with the stakeholder, and recruiter can also share detailed insights to the business, to the panel about the candidate along with AI feedback. I see AI as a partner, not a replacement, and recruiters who embrace AI will be able to make faster than smarter and more inclusive decision maker. Okay, but those recruiter who ignore AI, it may find themselves left behind.
So, I think you're suggesting more towards the balancing part.
Yeah.
Uh, so, I would like to know, do you feel that organizations are effectively balancing AI efficiency with the human element, or still there's some gap?
Now we are trying because AI is a game changer, right? So there is a growing concern that AI tools are being used to create online profiles,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So the biggest pain point, I can say that in today's hiring is not a speed. It's about skill gap and talent quality. Okay, even though AI and automation have made recruitment faster, still we are struggling. Still, HR team is struggling to get the right candidate. um, with the right mix of technical expertise. Resumes are AI polished, but the genuine future ready talent pool, remains very limited, I guess.
With the AI inflating resumes and online profiles, isn't it eroding the trust in terms of the candidate information? What are the safeguards we should keep?
I believe that resume is just a history. See, if we really wants to know about the candidate, then we will have to blend the data. We will have to meet that candidate, and we will have to check the soft skill. So I can say that initial assessment AI can do it, and AI can share the insight, but AI cannot judge, and there is less in emotions. So we need a human brain to assess all this skill set.
Looking 5 or 10 years ahead, what are the biggest shift that you foresee in the HR space?
There are many AI platforms, many AI tools available in the market. Which one is good for which skill is is something which we have to identify, and then we will have to integrate. In the AI only, if I can say that there will be many emerging AI tools comes up. One of my favorite is agentic HR agent. So we will have AI agents who will handle end-to-end employee life cycle. Maybe they will handle onboarding, they will handle negotiation, and they will handle to personalize career roadmap. We can use AI agents to handle employee grievances, and also from candidate perspective also, this AI agents will apply jobs on behalf of them. So this is something which will come up very strongly in future. Another thing is emotional and cultural AI, because if we will see, AI can do assessment, through some dashboard data analytics, everything AI can do it now. But in future, AI will do advanced sentiment analysis via
Okay.
voice and video. Will advanced sentiment analysis via voice and video. AI will predict, all the analysis, including skill set, including emotions, including cultural fitment, behavioral fitment, everything. Planning tools are also there, which will predict planning, budgeting, and which will forecast, organization needs, organization's next 5 years profitability. But one of the favorite tool, I which I feel like, which is VR and AR tryouts, which is virtual reality setup to check real skills, um, which gives a training to the team, to the employee, and that virtual reality setup, will be helpful for those employees who are working remotely.
Another question that comes to my mind is regarding the employee experience. So satisfaction is the key, but how do you effectively measure candidate or employee satisfaction is being treated in this world today? How do we use data to improve hiring? What metrics beyond surveys are insightful as per you?
Okay, so see, I'll start with candidate experience. Okay, and if you are not sharing feedback to the candidate on time, or the from the taking interviews, like first round of interview to rolling out the offer later time, that turnaround time is more than like 6 to 7 days, then candidate also will get frustrated. There will
Agreed.
be so many
Agreed.
reasons for
There can
sure.
be umpteen reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, there will be so many reasons, but then we have to design this candidate experience in such a way that even if candidate is rejected, share the feedback to the candidate and give them a clarity. All this communication should pass on very effectively by the recruiter. So because candidate will go, if it is a very good candidate experience, then candidate will definitely go in the market, uh, talk around their references, or maybe they will go to the ambition box, they will go to the Glassdoor, or maybe LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
they'll put on their feedback,
Yeah.
right? So it will be directly impact to the employer branding. About employees, definitely, when we are offering them, we should offer them as per the industry standard, right? And there are many metrics, I can suggest, like for the candidate experience. um, One of the metrics is NPS.
Yeah.
That is,
Net
that
promoter
shows
score. Yeah.
candidate net promoter score,
Yeah.
right? And when we assess all these things, we will have to also see what is the drop off ratio, what is the time to response, what is the actions, and we as an organization we should do some survey on all of this, right? Like ENPS, and what will be the score of ENPS. Every 6 months we should
I
do
think
that. From the employee side also, we should keep on checking retention and attrition trends,
yes,
because
very important.
every 6 months or maybe every 3 months I can say, we should check internal mobility rates, we should check performance and productivity signals, where we can see the balancing and well-being of employees. And we should also take feedbacks from the employee. We should do employee survey, and we should know that, like, what they feel, how they feel, and what will be the feedback, and if they are suggesting something, if we can do something for them. Because we, as a HR, we are a bridge between employee and leadership team.
Agreed.
So we will have to listen to employee, and at the same time we will have to pass on the right communication to the leadership team. So I believe that this satisfaction is a key.
Yes,
As you
it
said,
is.
that I believe that both the side we have to balance it.
So you bring in a lot of recent perspective. How does Gen Z perceive AI-driven hiring these days?
Gen Z has been born into a digital first world, I
Yeah.
can say. Okay. So for them, technology is not an add on, it's like a part of their everyday routine, I can say.
Yeah.
And
Very neatly said. Yes.
what fascinated in me is how quickly they are leveraging AI to their careers. So, for example, I want to give you a very good example on UI hiring, which is happened last year in my organization. So basically, there are AI tools that can generate accurate codes. So if Gen Z can learn how to use this and how to use these tools effectively, they can also perform at a level that
Agreed.
previously we took 8 to 10 years of time. But only thing is, if they learn fast, and then maybe we can eliminate many skill set by this AI driven platforms.
Yeah. So they
That
are quite receptive to technology. But are they actually accepting hiring as one of those areas?
So we have hired few Gen Z, and then they have also come up with many good ideas. And yeah, a few ideas we thought of implementing. They
Yeah.
are not at all skeptical, because they are born, as I said, they are born in this digital world.
And I know you said that you'll it will not be a long discussion for sure, but I have one last question. What's your biggest piece of advice that you'll give to talent, acquisition heads, CHROs on the AI tools to prioritize for the next roles that they would like to hire?
Every AI tool has its own superpower. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, just like in everyday life, when I want insight from social media or from Twitter, what I do is I go to Grok. uh, Chat GPT is something handles general daily task, right? I can give some tips, like for deep research, for the deep hiring research, you can skip Google and you can use Perplexity.
Yeah.
For even photo editing, you cannot use Photoshop. Use Pixel for presentation. Just ditch Microsoft PowerPoint and use Gamma. For video editing also, you can use Runway,
Runway
not
ML. Yeah.
Canva. Yeah,
Yeah.
not Canva. So there are a few websites who are offering 50 plus or 100 plus free AI tools
Yeah.
at your fingertips, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can use it in the daily work.
Yeah.
But this is the tips for the general audience.
Yeah.
I can say that. Okay. But for CHROs, my top advice is different. Okay. We should prioritize in and integrate AI platforms like Workday, Eightfold.ai, and Phenom is a very good platform. We can integrate all this platform with our ERP, which we are already using, right? Because this kind of platform handles everything.
Yeah.
It handles sourcing, it handles screening, scheduling, sourcing candidates, skill matching, gap matching, and they predict retention risk also. So, my best advice to CHRO is, integrate with AI platform, like as I said, which can cut down hiring time by 40%, okay, and which can create right talent and a right employee roadmap. And of course, it will deliver 3x ROI for sure. And it will definitely freeing HR leaders to create more powerful strategies.
Thank you so much, Akriti. That was an insightful and inspiring conversation. From redefining talent strategies to creating workplaces that people truly want to join. Your experiences, perspectives are incredibly valuable for anyone building teams, leading people, or even navigating their own career journey in today's dynamic work
Of course.
environment. So, to our listeners, if you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share your questions. And do recommend your friends who are passionate about people and leadership. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep growing. Thank you.
Thank you.